Hello Glendale, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injami.
And you're watching the 5th episode of the Glendale 411.
Recently, Springfield has added a new place to eat brunch.
Michelle Lewis and Sarah Snelson have the story.
First Watch is a new restaurant on the corner of Battlefield and National that serves breakfast, brunch, and lunch.
We bought this piece of property for approximately $1 million. It took about a year to develop the piece of property, get the franchise bought, and here we are today. We have fresh produce, everything's cooked fresh every day, nothing's carried over, nothing's in a bag, it's not warmed up and heated and served, so it's a fresh concept. And the freshness separates us from a lot of the other good restaurants in town.
My initial thought when I walk in the restaurant is probably the cleanliness. It's very clean and modern. The food's really fast, so it's good.
We've been extremely busy. We've been like number 3 in the concept of 300. We're a little unusual. We see a lot of elderly, but we also are very attractive for the millennials. They seem to like the food.
My favorite thing about First Watch is probably the food. I like the picado omelet. It's really good.
Trying to just maintain it and take care of the customers and give them a good experience. But I think at the end of the day, freshness attracts everybody.
Amy Franklin is a teacher here at Glendale with a unique background.
Caitlin West and Audrey Mace have the story.
Emma,
Amy Franklin has been teaching for a total of 4 years, 2 of those here in Glendale. How she found her way here, however, is a bit unusual.
This is crazy, I know, brace yourself. Before I was a teacher, I worked as a lawyer for 9 years, mostly in Kansas City. Right now I'm teaching AP United States Government and Politics, English 3, and American Studies, which is a combo of English and social studies.
I think that she's a really interesting teacher, and she's one of my favorite teachers, just because even though we have a lot of projects in her class, it's really a lot of fun, and she just makes it interesting, all the stuff that we do.
Well, obviously the knowledge that I have about our legal system and our government is really pretty good. So that helps a lot when it comes to teaching social studies classes.
Her being a lawyer and her knowing sort of the background of how the government actually works in practice. And you can also see it in her as an English teacher, because she really reiterates the importance of having good speaking skills and being able to communicate with other people.
Ultimately, why I decided I didn't like being a lawyer was because I would spend most of my time at my desk in front of a computer reading and writing. And that was pretty much essentially what my job was. And I went a little stir crazy because I like social interaction a lot more than that. I love everything about teaching. Even when I'm having a bad day teaching, I still think to myself, this is so much better than being a lawyer.
Both Paige and Franklin participated in high school debate and have a passion for arguing. Paige looks up to Franklin as a guide for her future.
It's really interesting just to see where she's coming from and see what she's doing. And it's kind of helping me figure out what I want to do with my future, because I know that I want to do something where I can help people but also utilize the skills that I've learned in debate, and I think that she's doing that really, really well.
What you want to be when you're in high school isn't necessarily what's best for you or what you will do or what you'll enjoy doing. When I was in high school, I was a debater and thought, oh my gosh, I love arguing, I'm going to be a lawyer and it's going to be fantastic. So I went to college, I went to law school, I practiced law, and guess what? I didn't like it. And when I was in high school, I thought, there's no way I would ever want to be back in my high school ever again. And now my job is to be in a high school every day, and it's the best. So I think also what I want to help students realize is that it's good to make plans now, but you also need to be open to the fact that the plans you make may not be what's best for you.
Tennis player Brooke Smith has been very successful her past 3 years at Glendale.
Amanda Zimmerman, Michaela, and I have the story.
Brooke Smith has been playing tennis since she was 12. During her time on the Glendale tennis team, Brooke has grown as a player.
This was my 3rd and final year. I went to state every year. It was a really good experience to play on the high school team.
Just from last year to this year, patience on the court, being able to go from each point or each game to not affect the next game. So things go wrong, or you hit a ball out, or the other person has a really good serve and puts a couple points past you. She's been able this year to regroup a whole lot better.
During those 3 years, Brooke has gone to state each season and placed within top 12. Brooke's accomplishments haven't come without sacrifice.
Tennis is like my whole life. It takes up so much of my free time, playing every single day after school for hours on end, and all of the conditioning that you have to do with it. It takes up a lot of time.
As far as the future, Brooke hasn't made a decision about where she will apply her skills.
I don't think I'll ever lose the skills that I've learned. I'll definitely continue tennis just for fun, if not competitively.
Thanks for watching.
Check us out on social media at the Glendale 411.
Signing out, I'm Meg Keller.
And I'm Michaela Injumi.